Let's start with what I currently do. So my day-to-day business is monetizing consumer data. My goal in my current job is to work with app companies all across the United States and off the world, get their data and then monetize it. So if you guys wake up in the morning and you open up the Weather Channel app and you see your location, you see the weather, I get access to that data. Some dating apps, a lot of games, Clash of Clans is a huge app in our ecosystem. These companies reach out to me and they say, we have all these consumers using our app, we need to make money with it outside of serving ads to you when you're inside the app, outside of also doing in-app purchases if you want to up-level. As a company, Complementix, we receive that data and then we monetize it anonymously. So all we would see is a random ID of a phone somewhere in Chicago or in St. Louis, and then we would understand that that device actually went into Costco or Target or Walmart. And our clients at the very end are very interested in where consumers go, where they're spending their time, how often they go there. That's the business. So I collect data from company A, let's use Tinder as an example. They send me anonymously, I monetize it, and then I pay them for it. I've been doing this for 5 years, we're really, really good at it. I see roughly 288 million devices on a monthly basis. These are consumers using just regular apps. And the idea came probably 2 years ago. Instead of paying all these companies money for their data, why can I create one single app, have the consumer download it anonymously, and then pay them for the data? That's the concept. Tapistri says it's your data, you should get paid for it. So let's talk about the problem. I think we all know this. So consumer data is being bought and sold every day. My data, your data, and we're not earning a penny from it at all, right? So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Clubhouse, Woo, any other random app that comes out on the market, they're basically taking the data, primarily doing it to serve ads. So Facebook is an example. You agree to the terms and conditions, which is gibberish that you'll never actually read. They will then optimize the whole ecosystem to serve targeted ads to you. So Facebook doesn't actually sell data. They basically orient their ads to make them more targeted so you can click on them. So you can see here, people don't know this, back in 2017, Facebook created a VPN app targeted at 18 to 34-year-olds to basically download, and every single thing on your phone would run through it. So basically it's a proxy. So your iMessage, your browser history, everything. And they were paying consumers for it, $15 per month. Problem is, Apple didn't like that. Because Facebook did it anonymously, they didn't even say it was their company, they made up a random company name, and Apple bans them. The Social Dilemma documentary came out a couple of years ago, I think it was last year, on Netflix, that basically said, if you're using an app or a product and it doesn't cost you anything, you are the product. Right? And they're basically monetizing that data. Then you have politicians like Anu Yang who in California, like Alaska has, right? Alaska has oil, and everybody in that state participates from what that state has. And he's pushing that, but Facebook and Google and Waze and all these companies are pushing heavily against him. It's probably not going to happen. So we see an opportunity to pay the consumer directly for that data. So the solution would be if the consumers actually knew, everybody, they could agree to the terms and conditions, always understand that we're monetizing things anonymously. It's not Walter Harrison, it's not Chuck Williams, it's not Jeff Williams. We're monetizing anonymously. It can run in the background. Whether you interact with it or not, it's not a survey ad, it's not a cashback ad you may use like Dosh or Rakuten or eBay, something like that. It runs in the background, and you can actually interact. So you could search for a place like, I don't know, Cabela's, and see how many people are there. Something's going on in the world, like the United States, which unfortunately happens every single day. You could all jump in Tapistri, search that location, and see the people there in real time. So that's the goal. So we're working on this app now, as you can see. It's going to be available for iOS and Android. Our job as the founders of Tapistri is to get millions upon millions of users to download this app from day one. Where I see the opportunity, however, is the affiliate. Use it, have the social proof on Facebook and IG that this app actually works. I'm actually getting paid for it. It's transparent. Here's the money in my account. Look. But if we had affiliates actually pushing the product as well, there's a big opportunity for affiliates to make a lot of money. So for the consumer, you can tap a friend, earn $1. So I take Aaron, I say, hey Aaron, download this app. He downloads it. I earn $1 every single month as long as Aaron stays active. As an affiliate, you can earn even more. So even the average consumer can refer a friend and earn revenue from just using a very, very simple app. So the consumer downloads an app passively in the background for iOS and Android. Tapistri will understand the people and places this app comes in contact with, primarily trying to look at if you're going into publicly traded companies, which all of us are, right? You went into McDonald's, you went to Starbucks, you went to Walmart, etc. We will then do machine learning on top of that, which is basically trying to predict where you will go next anonymously. On the back end, just to be very transparent, our clients primarily are banks or hedge funds are trying to figure out, should I go long Walmart? Should I short Target? Should I invest heavily in McDonald's? This new upstart chain is doing really well right now, so I'll invest heavily in that scenario. We get paid for that. We take that, we cut it in half, and we pay you for it. This does not exist in the ecosystem right now. Right now, all these apps that are on your phone right now are collecting all this data. Let's say Robinhood, which is in the news right now, was getting paid $100 million a year just selling data to Citadel, for example, selling that data float. In that scenario, if that was Tapistri, we'd be paying out $50 million directly to the consumer for giving us the data. These companies have no power without you and I actually using it, and primarily it's servicing their bottom line. So ultimately, you could take Facebook, and not to bash Facebook, but their whole value is having 2 billion users. If those users go away, they have no value. And we feel like all of our value as a company will be based on you and I using those apps. So we collect data passively in the background, we do the research and the analysis, and then we pay you for it every single month. So you may be thinking, how much can I earn? So our goal is to pay you between $8 to $25 every single month. It's not cyclical, it doesn't go up and down. It's really based upon how many events we can actually see from your phone on a monthly basis. So where is the data actually going? So brands, agencies, financial institutions, it's not going to the government, right? We're not selling credit score information. We're not selling your email address. That's not our business. Consent privacy. I think next week, Facebook and Google are going before the Senate and committee. This happens consciously and continually because they have so much data on consumers and they're not being transparent what they do with it. We all kind of think, man, is Facebook listening to me when I use this app? I'm sure you've probably thought that before. Is Alexa always using us, even if we don't use the wake word? I mean, these type of questions come up because sometimes these ads are so tailored to something I just thought about, it almost seems. Where we have consent baked in. So words I'll use that you may not be familiar with, like COPA, which is basically consumers under the age of 13 cannot be served ads or monetized at all, but of course they are. We will take that in consideration. You have to be 16 years of age to actually use the app. CCPA, which is a California privacy law, which matters quite a bit, we will have that baked in. GDPR, which is a European privacy law, Tapistri will have that baked in as well. So that's the goal. So privacy, your permission, your transparency is crucial. The goal is I want to take an industry like the MLM space who've generally are really good at going direct and sharing opportunity, whether it be a juice or a product or whatever it is. Now it's a very simple app. Hey, listen, I'm making money from Tapistri. It's very simple. Here's how much I've earned. Download the app, you can make money too, and you're earning $1 off that user per month. Earlier, if consumers knew, and again, our goal is to get millions of users to do that, and we will do that successfully in a very short period of time, that everyone can get paid for their data, honestly. But we're not just an app that collects data. It actually is a product that you can search for and actually understand the people and places around you in real time, and we pay out monthly. No maximums, no minimums. So our goal is to collect about 200 events per user per day. So what does that mean? So generally, when So right now, let's say for me, I'm out in Naperville in Chicago. I work from home, so it's not very interesting where I'm going. I'm not really going anywhere. May at the end of the day, may go to the gym or maybe the grocery store. After my phone moves 50 meters, it'll collect location again. Only looking at places you go, so not your house. We're not interested in your house, your neighbor's house, only physically places like retail locations. We will tabulate that out per month. At the very bottom, we're kind of highlighting who's getting this data anonymously. Brands, agencies, financial institutions, real estate groups, not the government, not just random Joe Schmo who reaches out to Tapistri trying to spy on their neighbor. No, not happening. Here are a couple things that I think leading technologists have said about data. You've been tricked into giving away your most valuable asset. And if you will get paid for your data, this is Jared Lanier. He said this about a decade ago. Pretty prescient. It should be benefiting us, not just the companies. That's the goal. So this is an app that will pay you for the data, and our job and our responsibility is to get people